Welcome back into the night shift on Sports Radio 810 WHB. I'm Michael Darcy, joined by producer Kyle Collier. And we talked about it before the break. What is the makeup of this team? Well, they've got a championship pedigree. They've made the playoffs a lot over the last decade. In fact, I think they've only missed it one time in Andy Reid's coaching career. But there have been moments this season, whether it is the lack of execution on both the offense and defensive side of the football, where that pedigree has been questioned a little bit. And I want to talk about the play calling, because so often after a loss, the first thing that Chiefs fans want to complain about is the play calling. And I think that's a broad term for people to use, like, oh, if the Chiefs lost and the offense doesn't look good, oh, it's just the play calling. It couldn't possibly be the fact that you've got receivers not coming back to the football, running the wrong routes. You know, maybe you have a fumble.
Dropping balls on third down.
Something like that, where it's an execution issue. How much of this season do you think is a systemic offensive play calling issue versus we have the guys in the spot, they're just not executing?
I think if you'd ask, most film guys, most Chiefs film guys on Twitter, stuff like that, they will tell you that the route trees have just been odd to look at this year.
Bamboozling, some would say?
Yeah, exactly. And under center runs, it's just been just Patrick, getting out of the shotgun. It's just been a huge topic this year, and we finally saw that on that Thanksgiving game against Dallas. They started off hot, handed the ball off to Kareem Hunt under center, and they just disappeared. Those plays disappeared. Once the script was through, you saw Andy just putting Pat in shotgun and having him launch the ball around. Now, the offense was pretty effective against Dallas at times, but in addition to the play calling, I want to bring up, aggressiveness. We've seen Andy Reid be super, ultra aggressive on fourth down this year and been very successful at it. In that Cowboy game, you had 4th and 4 from the 44 and another one near midfield. He punted on both those drives. That's cowardly, if you ask me. I don't. What's the plan there? What are you hoping to gain there? Just better field position for your defense? Okay, that's fine. But if you go for it and get those first downs, you got an opportunity to put points on the board, and they've been great at it this year. I don't understand why they went away from it in this Dallas game.
Scared money don't make no money.
Exactly.
And the Chiefs have shown this season when they go for it on fourth down, they're successful. They convert it at a higher rate than most teams around the league. The issue is that they pick and choose their moments, and it would have been great to convert a couple more of those fourth downs against the Cowboys. Maybe you were able to get into field goal position and kick a field goal, and then we've got a completely different ball game. And, you mentioned that the Chiefs' offense was good in moments against the Cowboys. They put up 28 points. That's a good output. My problem is that the Chiefs can put up 28 points, but it either comes in the first half or the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. There is no offensive execution. There is no points being scored from quarters 2 through quarter 3. And you can't have this team, the way that they are built, the way they have won games this year, not scoring for 2 quarters. That is half of the game where your offense is just moving the ball a little bit, punting, and then putting more pressure on your defense that has gotten worked in the fourth quarter and have struggled to get off the field this year.
Yeah, and in that Dallas game, you had a chance to put points on the board before the half, and then right after the half, you had a chance to do it again. 3 and out, 3 and out. Yeah, it's just the times that they need to capitalize, where they can really capitalize, where they can really push the game's momentum in their favor, they just stall out.
Have you noticed that when it's late in the fourth quarter and the Chiefs are down by 10, it's a gotta-have-it drive. You've got to find a way to get a touchdown. They convert and score on most of those drives, but I don't understand why it takes them to be down by double digits in the fourth quarter to run this offense and execute at a high level. Why does it take them being down by double digits in the fourth quarter for them to show urgency on offense.
Yeah, that was the story after the Colts game. That fourth quarter offense was excellent to watch, right?
Well, they had to be.
Yeah, you had chunk plays from Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy. And then why don't they do that desperation offense for all four quarters?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's odd. It's like watching the end of a college basketball game or something. You're launching up shots and you're making some threes, right? It's like, where was this all freaking game, right? And in that Dallas game, yeah, you're right. They stall at pivotal moments.
And I don't know if they stall due to lack of aggressiveness, poor play calling.
In that Dallas game, I think I would blame the end of half and coming right out of half on offense. Two cowardly decisions, I think.
It's almost a mixture of everything, though, because they were running the ball effectively under center, and then they just stopped doing it. Mm-hmm. And I think, I asked Caleb James about this on the podcast, Casey's Sports Report. I asked him, does Andy Reid get bored with running the football? Because at times it seems like, okay, it's working, but it's not as fun to watch as, putting the ball in 15's hands. And Caleb, who is the lead film analyst over at Arrowhead Pride, he said that it's not that Andy Reid gets bored of running the football, but when you have a player like Patrick Mahomes, you want to give him the ball. You think that the best chance you have to score and execute on offense is by putting the ball in his hands, and I do agree, but if you just look around the league, the teams that are winning also have a running game. Look what Jonathan Taylor has done to Daniel Jones. Look what Saquon Barkley did to the Eagles offense last year. It's been a little bit different this year, but James Cook running the ball great in Buffalo. The Chicago Bears feasted on Black Friday against the Eagles. They ran the ball down their throat. They tickled tonsils for 4 quarters. If the Chiefs were able to run the football 20 times and get more than 100 yards, because they gave the ball to Kareem Hunt 30 times and he got 104 yards and a touchdown, that's great. But if you had someone that could give you 100 yards on 12 to 15 carries, I think it changes the dynamic of this offense. And, we're going to talk a little bit about the Chiefs offense and more about this upcoming matchup against the Texans on Sunday Night Football. And we'll do that with Price Carter of Arrowhead Addict. And we'll do that on the other side of this break. You guys are listening to The Night Shift on Sports Radio 810 WHB.